Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Christine with Patter Crafts, and today we're working with Collection 2 from the Scrapping for Less Flavor of the Month July 2018 card kit. This features pattern paper, Happy Birthday Girl from Echo Park. We have a Sunny Studio stamp set. We have some tags and frames, Happy Birthday ribbon, and some sequins. So for card number 1, I'm using this really fun confetti paper that is going to be the entire front of an A2 size card. So it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I really loved this tag. So I took the tag and put some purple paper on the back just to give it a little definition from that busy paper on the front. I'm going to pop that up on some foam tape, and that'll do it for the front of that card. Now, because I'm using colored cardstock, I am going to add a white mat to the inside of the card. So I'm stamping that sentiment, Make a Wish, with some Memento Tuxedo black ink. We'll just add some adhesive to the back of that part and put it in the inside of the card. And that does it for card number 1. So card number 2, we're using some pink cardstock that came, I think it's called Insulation Pink. And I found a muted down pink pattern paper for the panel. And I really loved this numbered pattern paper with all the numbers on it. I thought it'd make a great card for anyone of any age, since there are all kinds of numbers all over it. So I cut that, matted it on some black paper, and added it to the card with some foam tape. Now for the cake, I added foam tape to the part that's not going to be on that numbered piece. So for that numbered piece, we're just going to use some Tombow Mono glue. So we'll go ahead and adhere that. And on the inside, we are going to use this sentiment again, Make a Wish, using Memento Tuxedo black ink for that. And then we'll go ahead and adhere that to the inside of the card. Oh, that's right. I also added some stars. There's a star stamp in that stamp set, and I wanted to add a little pizzazz. So we'll go ahead and add that. And there's card number 2. Card number 3 is my absolute favorite of this collection. So we have some banner paper that I used a Simon Says Stamp stitched rectangle die to cut out, using some of that orange cardstock from the kit. I believe it's called Orange Fizz. So I cut 1/2 down into a card base, and then the other half I used a mini scallop circle die to cut the same colored cardstock again to put our little cake on. So we're using some simple coloring for the cake. And when I stamped out these images, I used the wrong ink. I was thinking I was going to color them with some water brush pens. So I used an archival ink that is good for watercoloring. But I used the wrong paper. So I went with the Copics, and I just had to be really careful because the black ink was smearing. So I have some fishtail banners that I cut down with some of that scrap paper that I had. So I'm just choosing which ones I want to put here. Going to add our cake to the circle, and we're going to pop that up on foam tape. So adding some adhesive to the backs of those fishtail banners, putting those 3 up, and popping up that cake on some foam. And I decided that I wanted to add the smiley face that came with the stamp set. I think it just finished that card off a little bit better. Here I'm deciding if I want to add more of the scraps or some of the ephemera, and I've decided against it. Just going to stamp the sentiment again on a white mat, and we're going to put that on the inside of the card. So there is card number 3. Card number 4, I wanted to feature some of that busy pattern paper again. So I've found this very muted blue. It's like a teal blue-green color. And I used the Simon Says Stamp Stitched Rectangle die to cut that out. I also used that to cut out the busy paper and a mini scallop edge die to make that curved edge. Again, doing some very, very simple coloring on this cake, trying to be careful not to smear that black ink. All the colors that I used for these cakes will be listed in the description below. Using just some black cardstock for the card base of this card. That is something I just always have in my stash. I always buy a big thing of the Recollections black 110-pound paper and the white, and I use those a lot for card bases. So stamping the Make-A-Wish on the right-hand corner, the lower corner. I just wanted something there to kind of balance that cake that I'm going to put over to the left. Add that cake with a little bit of foam. And on the inside, I decided to use this piece of ephemera that came in the kit. And we're going to go ahead and adhere that to the center. And there's card number 4. So here are all the cards again that I made. Number 3 is definitely my favorite. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, hit that subscribe button. But until next time, bye.